Hi, welcome to the unboxing video for the iPad mini. This was a unexpected purchase. This particular tablet isn't for me, but given that my wife, she also has an aging original iPad, and her iPhone 4S is a little bit temperamental when we're playing music in the car. It keeps wanting to turn down the volume by itself magically, and Apple didn't fancy replacing it because of a water indicator being activated on the dock connector port. We were looking for another solution to help us play music in the car using either stored music or Spotify, so the iPad mini seemed to fill that void rather nicely. So I managed to get my hands on one right here. This is the 16 gig model in white. This is a Wi-Fi and cellular model, but we'll just have a quick look around the box. Typical Apple fashion, just branding around the sides, nothing spectacular, and on the back it just tells you what it is there. So iPad mini Wi-Fi cellular 16 gig white, so nothing out of the ordinary there. So let's just before I do that, I also got an iPad smart cover here as well, so I'll show you how that works or how that fits with the iPad mini. So alright, so here we go. So first and foremost, here's the device. That's the iPad mini, but I'll come back to that in just a tick. In terms of what we've got in the box, standard iPad USB power adapter, so that's a 5 watt there. I'm not sure if you can see that. No. So that's a 5 watt adapter. What do we have here? This will be the SIM ejector tool. So that's for the cellular model, and that'll be like a quick start guide in there. iPad info, etc, etc. I won't get too caught up in that. Of course, this is the new connector in lieu of the 30-pin dock connector. So there you go. So that's the lightning connector, and that just goes right in the bottom there. But in terms of other stuff in the box, that's it, so nothing too fancy there. Yeah, let's quickly fire it up for you. So I'll just take the plastic off. Okay, so there we go. While it's just powering up, just a quick look around the device. So you got your 3.5mm stereo jack there, so if you want to play it in the car you can use that, or your earphones. You got your FaceTime camera up the top, you got your FaceTime camera indicator there, so if the cameras are in use, that'll light up. Let's see, okay, we've got up and down volume, we've got a lock here, so that will allow you to either use volume muting or orientation lock. Home button, fairly staple button on these devices. That's where the SIM card goes, so I'll need to trim down the already trimmed down micro SIM for that's in use in the other iPad, down to nano SIM size. That won't be too much of an issue. Speakers, I think there might be, it's got to be a microphone around here somewhere. And on the back you got a camera. There you go. So let's just wake it back up. There we go. I won't get too far along. but that's the setup. I'm not in the US, I'm in Australia, if you can't tell by my accent. And someone left a rather odd comment on one of my other videos saying they couldn't understand what I was saying, so I can understand that some Australian accents might be rather broad. I didn't think mine was so broad that people couldn't understand me, but there you go. Just hook this up to the Wi-Fi network. There we go. Alright, next. Just activate the iPad. So I haven't got a SIM in there yet. I'll enable location services. So this model being the cellular model, that will have GPS built in. Next. I might leave it there so my wife can transfer her stuff over. She might like to set up as a new iPad. But that's the iPad. But if you're interested in the smart cover, that's the smart cover. I'll just crack that open now. If I can pop it open. Okay, so with this you just need to open this little friend on the back rather than force it open, and you should be able to pry it open like so, and then that'll just flop out. There's nothing else in there, and that should just snap onto the side. There we go. When you close it, you'll hear that lock sound. You open it and then you can see it turn on there, so I don't think you can quite see it there, but you can see it's on. If I so you can see how that works. Yeah, I think that only works on that side, but you can also stand it up like that. It's not so that's the smart cover. I'm just trying to find, where did I put those other devices? Here we go. So I thought just for size comparison, you can see what these how it stacks up with other devices. So that's the iPad mini. That's the Surface, Microsoft Surface. And this is my original iPad. So you can see that the dimensions do differ between them. Yeah, you can certainly notice the bezel size between the iPad and the iPad mini is, particularly on the sides here, very thin on the iPad mini. Not so much on the top and bottom. It's probably 2/3 of the size on the top and bottom, but for the iPad mini I'd have to estimate it's about 1/3 or 1/4 of the size compared to the iPad, or standard iPad. The Surface, again, the Surface probably has similar bezel sizes to yeah, the Surface has similar bezel bezel to the iPad, but there you go. This is a different aspect ratio though, so nothing terribly surprising. But there you have it. That's the unboxing video for the iPad mini. This is the 16 gig white Wi-Fi and cellular model. If you've got any questions about it, just leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, just make sure you give it a thumbs up. But as always, thanks for watching.